Welcome to this time that we're going to share together where we're going to be going over the topic of living with purpose. And everyone that is joining, can you let me know if you can hear me and see me okay? I've been having a little bit of technical difficulties in this past week, so I just want to make sure everyone can see me and hear me all right. Beautiful. Thank you, Chelsea. So normally this is what I call an oracle energy healing, and this does apply. But what my guides were showing me before I jumped on the transmission was that we need to be a little bit more in the conscious. In other words, there might be parts of the transmission where we're kind of going really deep, and when we perceive that we're going high, so we perceive that we're getting like these 12th dimensional things and 9th dimensional things and 7th dimensional things, and we perceive it as that it's somehow, let's say, farther than where you are right now, and you perceive it that it's really high or really wide or really, out there and far away from you. And what our guides want us to know is that it is the opposite. You're actually going further within yourself. So that's why, let's say you get a healing from someone, or you're taking in their transmissions, or you're being assisted in some way. And every single time you're like, I keep falling asleep. I keep falling asleep. I keep falling asleep. Well, the reason that you're falling asleep is because what needs to be gotten to is really, really deep. So basically, your brain waves need to go into theta and they needed to go into delta in order for you to reach the healing energy that is necessary for you. And it's not because it's out there, it's deeper within you, it's more of you. So even when we go 12D on them, we go 8D on them, we go 9D on them, it's not that we're, it's funny, it's not that we're like figuring out our 9D embodiment and then like learning from it and then becoming it. It's like you already are it. You already are these higher dimensional embodiments. You already are it. But you've been out of touch from it because you've been living maybe more out here, or maybe more, they're kind of showing me some of you, I don't know how to explain, I don't know what this energy is like, but what they're telling me is that some of you live more in your aura. Interesting. I don't know what that energy is like, but what they're showing me is that some of you live more in your aura. Okay, so what does that mean? In your connections. Oh, okay, I see. So what they're showing me is that some of you live more in the space, let's say in your energy. You have an energy field. The part of your energy field that connects with others. We can call this your aura. We're going to call this your aura for today. If you're in just that, and you're just in your connections, and you're just in your, what they're showing me is when you scan from your aura, you can get a better sense of how people relate to you, which has a benefit. But if you're only, and this is kind of like likened to the ego, but what they're showing me is that a lot of you live in an energetic that is a little bit separate from you, is a little bit, yeah, it's like a little bit out here instead of in here. So, wow, there's so much energy coming through me right now. Okay. They want us to do the cards. They had me pick 3 cards today that I haven't looked at, and I really wanted to. I wanted to sneak my eye under there and see what we were going to be doing, but I didn't. I did not look at these yet. The 3 decks that we're working with are the Work Your Light Oracle, which is Rebecca Campbell and Danielle Noel, the Dragon Oracle, which is Diana Cooper. The artwork is Carla Lee Moreau. And then the Starseed Oracle, which is Rebecca Campbell, and again, Danielle Noel. So we have 3 cards here, and this is what I want to ask before we get into the cards. I want you to first just check, how am I in my energy? Just check, ask yourself this question: how am I feeling right now? Where am I at? And you can do it, 0 to 10 if you want. But just kind of generally, you don't necessarily need to grade yourself or label yourself in that way. I just want you to see where you're at in your energy, because where you're at in your energy at the end of this session might be different. And where you're at in your energy at the end of this session might be closer to who you truly are. So right now you might be in an energy that is kind of like that I just talked about with the aura, and in the connections, and in the how is the world seeing me kind of energy, and like, hello Luke, how do I, like I'm seeing like businesses and like lots of like home stuff and like things with family and like, our 3D reality. Our 3D reality is what I'm going to call this. If you feel like that's been like defining you and that's the only place you are at, well, then at the end of the session, you might feel a little bit more comfortable being inside of yourself. Because the reason that you might be in this energy of wanting to be more in that aura, more in the connections, more in the 3D than, let's say, your heart, it's because you perceive that as safer. You perceive what's in here, what's real, what's true, what's your soul, what's your truth, what your purpose is, what your dharma is. All of that started to seem scary to you maybe earlier in life, or maybe recently, or maybe I'm also seeing that some of you would have had, and also anyone that would want me to see what's going on with your Akashic records, you can just say yes at any time of the transmission. My guides show me a lot as we're moving through, and I would never want to look at anything that any of you wouldn't want me to look at. I want to respect your boundaries, and I want to be very loving and respectful with everything that I review and channel on. Beautiful. Okay. So now that you guys are saying yes, it's getting a lot clearer, and it's a little bit complex. Okay. Oh, okay. It's a little heavy. So what my guides are showing me right now about all of you is that this energy of going deeply within yourself and living your soulful truth, really living from that, not living from any mask, not living from any deception, but the real you. A lot of you, when you were growing up, you had people that were raising you, or siblings, or caregivers, teachers. This could be a lot of different versions, but a lot of them saw that energetic of going deeply within as dangerous. So go with me here. Someone's probably popping up in your consciousness, all of you right now, as someone that embodied this fear of going within, this fear of being authentic, this fear of what I'm seeing for a lot of you because of your gifts. I'm seeing a lot of seer gifts in this group, in this collective of 40, and then everyone watching in the replay, a lot of seer gifts. So, okay. So some of these beings that were, and some of them are still in your lives. But some of these beings, they're saying wordlessly. So they're saying that some of these beings didn't necessarily say, hey, whatever your name is, don't go within yourself. But they gave off an energy all the time that made you feel that way. That you couldn't go into yourself, and that you had to focus on the aura. You had to focus on the appearance. You had to focus on the money. You had to focus on how people see you. And I'm seeing like a lot of energies of, I can't wait to find out what these cards are, but I'm going to keep channeling it because the guides are saying this. So Can you open yourself to the truth that it's really the only way to be here and be in enjoyment is to be your authentic self and to be living from your soul? Really, that's the only way you're going to like it here. As long as you keep your focus in that aura and how you're relating to everyone and everything, and you're so focused on how you're relating to everyone and everything, and I want to fix it, and I want to fix it, and I want to fix it, you're not in your power. You're disconnected from your power. Okay, it's time to get in the cards. A lot of you would be served to go to Egypt, myself included. A lot of you. Okay. Hidden secrets. Lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. Can you... I promise you all, I did not look at these cards. Look at how aligned this stuff is when we really allow ourselves to just embrace what's authentically moving through us from spirit. I see. So it's way deep. It's way deep. So even these beings, class field trip, oh my goodness, would that be so much fun? Oh, my guides are downloading something about that for me right now, Pat. Oh no. I'll get that later. Let's get that later. Okay. They're saying I'm going to be taking people through Egypt. Oh, when my kids are older though. Okay, good. Well, okay, so that's in the future, but that'll be in the future. I'll let you all know. It's probably 5 years down the line. But okay. I see. This is what they're wanting to say. They're saying, okay, they're showing me, remember, even these caregivers and these outer beings, they did not come in that way. Please remember this. Everyone needs to have this wake-up call. People don't come into this planet hiding. They learn the energetic of hiding. They learn the energetic of keep secrets. So some of you that people are coming up right now and you're like, yep, that's the one that did that to me. Then no one did anything to you. No one did anything to you. But these same beings were raised under keep secrets. Keep secrets. So you see how this is very ancestral, very layered. But the guides want to remind us, we as souls, we don't come in wanting to hide. We don't come in wanting to be anything other than that which we are. We don't come in with these programs. They're programmed into us. And they're showing me too, in the womb, that so much is programmed when we are in the womb. All of you are energetically sensitive. All of you are energetic readers. All of you are able to channel. All of you are able to connect past the veils. All of you. You came in that way. But we start to hide it. Oh, I'm a seer. I can see maybe future events. I can see people's energy. I can see into people's hidden secrets. Oh no, people are going to find out I can do this. So I got to hide it. Okay, they're wanting me to show this. They had me bring my stickers. I have geometry stickers. They want me to show you this. And this. And this. They're wanting me to just show you all of these geometries. I'm not exactly sure why, but here we are. Okay. Anyone feel the dragons coming in? Can you feel that energy coming in? Well, first they want to be practical. Okay, before I move into the dragon, they're saying that a lot of you don't have resources to go to Egypt right now, but a lot of what you're looking for is in the Egyptian timelines, is what they're calling them. The Egyptian timelines. The Egyptian timelines. The Egyptian timelines. Interesting. Okay, so they're showing me that if that's resonating with you, Egyptian timelines, when I say Egyptian timelines, is it like opening up Pandora's box within your heart center? If it is, then they want you to connect with Egypt like remotely. So they want you to do Egyptian timeline meditations, is what they're calling this. So they're just saying if you can't make it there physically, that is okay. Maybe you're going to use this and you're going to turn it, because they're saying, remember, we have this concept that there's nothing new, but we're always creating new. We're always creating new. It's always a new cocktail of energy going on. So what they're showing me is when you start connecting with Egypt remotely, they're showing me you're prepping the grids, and when you go to Egypt, a lot more will reveal, but it's also helping to exercise your ability to remote you. Okay. Let's get into the dragon. Does anyone want to practice your clairs? What dragon do you think is here? Does anyone want to practice your clairs and have some fun in all of this deep exploration? I'm petting the dragon. I just feel like it. Purple, air. Blue. Purple. Fire. Red. Red dragon. Blue, purple, blue, green. You feel blue. All right. Any more explorations with your consciousness? Green. Red. Let's see what we got. Orange. But listen, we might play with more with some dragons, so everything you're guessing may come up in the session later on. Brings soul families and communities together. A shade of red, we'll take it. It's got a reddish twinge. Spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. Bring people elsewhere together. Okay, so the whole purpose of this session is that we're returning to living with purpose. Who here is identifying that you have a purpose to bring communities together? Who here is identifying that part of your purpose is leadership? And what the guides are pointing out is, remember, some of these depressive states, anxious states, confused states, feeling just like a lack of depth, or feeling a lack of connection, or feeling a lack of feeling. A lot of this comes because we're not living our purpose. A lot of it and we think it's other things. We start to go to the aura and we're like, oh, gotta fix the connections, fix the money, fix the clothes, start getting Botox like every other being on the planet. And it's like, no. It's like, you're not living your purpose. So this is really the reminder that anything we're trying to fix out here, what if it's not out there? What if it's a deeper call within? Saying you're not doing what you came here to do. And this is why you're feeling this effect of the depressive states and the anxious states. And you think it's all this, but it's just that you're not living your purpose. It's a deep calling out and deep inside of you. Yeah. So, my guides are giving me this like imagery where they're showing me that all of you need to put your tools down. Yeah, it's like they're clearing a lot of energy right now. Let me try to get this. Let me try to understand what they're showing me. Phones are a part of it, Queen Free. So what they're showing me is that it's along with this aura situation. So they're showing me like a lot of us do. We think that the fix is in the computer. We think the fix is in the phone. We think the fix is in the like getting better at something. Like even Luke, when you said like getting better at remote viewing, that kind of opened some of this up. So what they showed me is like it's not about, they don't want us in this energy of like thinking we have to fix it or get better at it. Or even like they're saying practice. They're saying practice is dying. I don't know what else. They're saying that we're gonna stop doing this energetic of like, oh, I don't have any words because it's so telepathic. Oh, I'm gonna try that. It's like the grunt work, the trying, the like they're showing me beautifying. They're showing me like just this energy. I don't have words. Don't have words, but it's the energy that you're doing that is not serving you because it's just it's just okay. I'm just gonna ask them for words. Perfectionism, hustle culture, grunt work. They're saying Mr. and Mrs. Fix It. I don't know exactly what they mean by that, but Mr. and Mrs. Fix It. They're saying outside in instead of inside out. So anything that we're doing that in life, if we're going outside in, we're not going to get there. Hello. So for anything that we're doing outside in, we're not going to get there. Now, what they're showing me is we can be effective with the outside if we're inside out, okay? So that we can basically, there's a value to all these things that we're wanting to do out here in the 3D. But if it's not coming from this heart space, and it's not coming from our purpose, and it's not coming from what our soul came here to do, then we're going to get really tired. Like really, they're showing me burnout. They're showing me like a feeling of like a lack of value. I don't know how else to explain this. Let's see what this next card is, because there's so much moving through. Is everyone feeling what I'm saying? Like, are you getting something from this? Because that came through really interesting. It was just so many energies that were, they didn't have like a common denominator. I don't know how to explain this. Okay, good. It did come through, and because remember that my words don't really matter that much. The energy that's channeling through is what you're going to feel, and what's going to actually be what's assisting and coming alongside you. The words are just like, we're trying. You're burnt out work-wise. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Fix It did hit. Okay, good. They were saying it, and I was like, are they going to get this? I don't know. I just read Becoming Supernatural, and it talks about living through the heart space. The heart space, listen, it sounds so generic, and all of us are like, think it's so generic, and I get it, and sometimes I do too, but the heart is where the magic is. So let's just all take a few deep breaths into the heart. Let's do that together. Let's just, oh yeah, it's safe to be in here. Oh yeah, I remember now. It's actually, this is where the magic is. This is okay. I remember. I remember. Oh, these dragons. They are so... This orange dragon, I'm going to try to explain this orange dragon, how I'm connecting with it. It's one of the more childlike dragons. Yeah, this dragon feels very, like, non-intimidating, which is interesting because the color orange in nature typically means don't touch it. But this dragon is very, like, gentle. It's very gentle, and it's very playful. It almost makes doing things like shadow work feel like a fun game. And I'm glad that we're all sharing tools and resources in the comments. This is wonderful. Like a warm hug. Yeah. And it's not like a forceful hug. It's like a, just the most, like you, like there's no part of you, some of you, they're showing me some of you consider yourself huggers or not huggers. And they're showing that even if you feel like you're not a hugger, this dragon comes around and you're just like instantly like, oh yeah, come on, bring it in. Genuine. It's a very genuine dragon. When you do your shadow work, you smile to show yourself that it's okay to be worked through. And the fox lore, that's actually something that we do in Qigong very often. When you just put a smile on your face, even if it's like a fake smile, and you're like, this is dumb. I'm like seeing my kids when they try to fake smile. And what they're showing me that even just that, like you're dealing with your physiology here. So when you smile, it's like touching your pineal gland. It's touching your pituitary gland. It's touching, it's switching chemicals on that tell your body I'm happy, even if you're not feeling happy. So some of these things that are physical are quick fixes for us. This is why we do the EFT. This is why we do the tapping. This is why we remember to just put a smile on your face. It's not so much like the energy of like put a fake smile on and don't show anyone your pain. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about physiological shifts that you're the master of and you're in control of, and it's not anyone else's to deal with. It's yours. Delulu, it's Delulu. You know, listen, if you're gonna, let's say you're spiraling and you're about to do something really mean or something that's gonna make life harder for everyone around you, if it's that or Delulu, go to freaking Delulu. Okay? And fake it till you make it is like an energy that's useful in certain instances and not in others. So for example, if you have imposter syndrome, and a lot of you do, whether you know that or not, if you have imposter syndrome, something like a fake it to make it is going to get you in front of what you need to get in front of before you realize it's just who you are. It's a tool. It's a tool. There's going to be times for it, times where it doesn't make sense, right? So all these tools are like that. There's going to be a time for it. There's going to be a time where it's not going to apply. You know, maybe you're really working through some sadness, some grief, some anger, some deep stuff. Putting a smile on your face might feel the phoniest thing ever, and that's probably not the time for it. You hear what I'm saying? There's going to be times for these things, and there's going to be times where they don't work, okay? We're just planting a lot of tools in your bag so that when the moment arises that they're needed, they're there. Okay, so in the age of light, my guides want to channel through us, through me, as the conduit, but they're reading all the energy higher up from all of you. So, okay. You've been training for this for lifetimes. They want you to all come up with in your consciousness the gifts that you have, that you're doing in life, that are natural. And they feel really natural. It feels like you don't have to work for this. This is just who you are. Find those. Find those gifts. All right. Now go a little bit deeper. And I want you to scan within your heart center. We'll do this together as a group. Just drop into your hearts. If you're not driving or operating machinery, you might want to rest your eyes shut. Which of my soul's natural gifts have I not embraced yet? I'm just going to ask these questions, let things float. If I were to let go of my attachment to how others see me, what gifts would be coming back online for me right now? If I were to release my fear of judgment, what gifts would I be embracing on a daily basis? If I stopped letting others tell me how to live my life, how would my days look different? Deep breaths throughout. If I stopped fearing opening my heart, what would I be expressing more? If I found opening my heart safe, would my life be different? And then is anybody hearing any other questions that your higher self is reminding you to ask? Let them be. I'm seeing a lot of you receive from your guides right now. You're also receiving a more deep connection to Source, to God, to Creator, to the you that is eternal. Your soul is eternal. Frequency Freak is hearing, so what would you say if I said the road to victory is the road less traveled? Pollywog is sharing, I asked myself to say something positive about this morning. What is the best that can happen? And along with the what is best that can happen, remember that Source's plan for you, it's going to exceed your wildest imagination. Your higher self's plan for you, it is going to be a surprising delight that the mind won't be able to predict. So remember that whatever it is you're aiming for, aim for the highest and best good of all, of everyone. So you might want to say something like, if you want to match these with me, I intend to activate my gifts for the highest and best good of all. I intend to anchor my purpose here in a way that is going to make this world a lighter, more loving place. I intend to embrace my purpose with faith. I intend to embrace my soul's mission in a way that thrills me and that is fun. And that is so fun and so joyful and so connected that it is infectious, and that other people can't help but enjoy themselves too. I'm allowed to have a purpose that is joy. I'm allowed to have a purpose that is lightness and freedom for all. I'm allowed to have a purpose that is extremely enjoyable to live each and every single day. I'm allowed to be who I am. I'm allowed to be me. I'm allowed to open my heart. I'm allowed to express from my heart. As if we don't have enough loving angels present here, we've got another dragon coming through. 2. We've got 2 dragons coming through. Do we want to play the game again? Or are we still in this love nest that just feels like, oh snap, I totally forgot that unconditional love is what I really am. You know we do. Okay, so we've got 2 dragons. The first one, do we want to have any guesses? These aren't guesses. This is basically you taking your energy and connecting with the energy of the dragon and just allowing that. Allowing that. All right, so the first one, Chelsea, is on it. The Sunshine Yellow Dragon. I'm sure a lot of you felt this, okay? Even if you didn't type it in the comments, I know a lot of you were feeling like golden, yellow. Or you were feeling the energy of golden and yellow, which is very, it's like the sun. It's like the warmth of the sun. Let me see the words here, because man, there's so much coming in today. Helps you to help animals, serve animals, heal, respect, and understand them. They're showing me like a whole bunch of animals. I'll just list them because I don't know why they want me to, but here we are. Horses, dogs, cats, sheep, goats, lizards, turtles, snakes. Showing me dolphins. Okay. Showing me jellyfish. They're showing me crabs. They're showing me octopi. Lots of them. I don't know, lots of octopuses. Bunnies, rabbits. Okay. They're saying that a lot of you won't necessarily have a purpose that involves animals, but they're saying the animal's purpose involves you. I don't get that. They're just saying that when we connect with animals, it's a very, very connective fabric, because animals, same thing with nature, are not in story. So it's really important, especially if let's say you're developing, you have a service dog. Perfect. So you're very much, you're in communication with these animals, and it's going to exceed story. Always. It's going to exceed story. And what they're showing me is if you can connect with an animal in a telepathic type capacity, That's a sign. That's telepathy is part of your gift. Your ability to communicate wordlessly is a part of your purpose. Your ability to communicate via energy is a part of your purpose. And that is why they're showing me like the gifts of they're showing me the show Lost. And they're showing me that some of you have these gifts where you can connect, like, let's say, with an object. And you can read all of the consciousness that interacted with that object. The same thing with animals. So you basically can, like, you can receive, let's say you can connect with an animal telepathically, and you get like an immediate, like, whole soul of that animal download. It's like you're reading all of it. And it opens you, it expands you, it helps you. I love animals, but how do I know if it's real or if I'm making up a dialogue? Listen, everyone that channels or does any of this stuff, the first thing their ego is going to do is say they're making it up. Your ego is going to say you're making it up because your ego shut off that gift. So when it comes back online, and let's talk about why you shut it off. You shut off the gift because someone saw you in it and then you felt it was a danger to you. So you don't shut off these gifts and then it's compounded. So a lot of the time, let's say you have this telepathic gift. I mean, every single human does. A lot of people forgot. A lot of people forgot. So it could be extreme or it could be subtle. But either way, if the gift was shut off and it was shut off from fear, you aren't going to turn it back on unless you go through that fear wall, which is always the trickiest part for people. Do I think TV numbs kids' gifts? Depends on what TV. It depends on what TV. But some TV could awaken gifts. It really just depends. Because some movies and television shows will remind you of things that you've already embodied. And it'll open a doorway for you to see, oh, that's what's going on. But, you know, if it's anything, it's moderation. What they're saying here is moderation. So they're just saying anything, like with kids, if it's too much TV, yeah, it can mess things up. But, so moderation is the answer there. Okay, does anybody want to tune into this next dragon? I am really tasting the cinnamon in my coffee today. I might have like really extra dumped it in there. It's like so cinnamony. The Lost reference, oh, they were showing me like all the gifts that are shown on that show. So there's like the one guy that's like the son of the scientist guy that's there, and he can like touch the ground and like feel all the beings that are buried underneath and like get downloads. They were showing me that, and they were showing me like how some people can just like mediums and psychics and things, they can hold an object and like get so much information from the object because consciousness is like everywhere. It's like we think it's like everything's so separate and mechanical, and it's not. Okay. How you all said blue, and oh my word. Okay, so greens and blues. I would say blues and greens are cousins. That's a weird statement. I stand by it. Okay, so aquamarine dragon from Neptune, I see, enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable knowledge. I mean, come on, guys. I still get a little bit, wow. I think remote viewing is a powerful gift, but I think that most of the people that are trying to remote view on this planet are doing it from escapism instead of their soul gift. If it's your soul gift and you're meant to do it, that's beautiful, that's wonderful, but check your purpose in doing it is my answer to that. Like, why do you really want to do it? Yeah. Because what they're saying is, what they're showing me is astral travel, remote viewing, channeling, and mediumship gifts, as well as like doula type gifts, where you're welcoming life into the planet or stewarding life out of the planet. Okay. They're saying those gifts are gifts that they need to be like your natural gifts. If you try to go towards those specific set of gifts and they're not part of your divine soul blueprint, it'll just end up being a distraction. They're showing me scales here. So they're showing me that, let's say you put all your eggs in a basket, okay, over here, and it's like all on the remote viewing, but over here is like your emotional healing and your mental body healing and Ho'oponopono work and stuff like that. Let's say you try to do the remote viewing, it's like your whole scales are going to get really messed up. So what they're showing me is basically with all of these things we're talking about, the psychic gifts, the abilities, the extrasensory perceptions, the ability to read someone's mind, the ability to read someone's energy, the ability to read an object, the ability to read an animal, the ability to read land. All of these are soul gifts. So we're not running at the soul gifts from the head. Plants too. If they're natural gifts for you, that's another thing. That's why it's like a lot of times people will come to me and they work with me because they're getting channels that they're not planning. Like it's just like they just downloads just drop in all the time, and that can happen. And that's a time when you're going to be wanting to work with boundaries with your guides. Yes, you will need boundaries with your guides. Believe it or not, some of you don't know that. It's almost like, okay, you can consider your team in spirit kind of like a group of co-workers. We'll call this co-workers. And each one is kind of playing a role and has something to provide, right? But you might have, like, they're showing me this is true of a lot of you, like family members. You might have like a guide that is, in their, because remember, guides are in ascension too. We're all ascending. So some of you want to know, like, why do my guides work with me? What do they get out of it? It's part of their ascension. They do get something out of it. Part of their ascension is mentoring you. So, if you have a guide that's like pushing you a little bit, and you can be honest with your guide. You can have a meditation with your guide that is being this way and say, and this is the thing, these guides at their core, they want you doing that too. Because they're not there to infringe upon your free will at all. And in fact, your sovereignty is really important. So you being able to say, hi, maybe you recognize this as your ascension guide, or your, like we've got guides that are helpful for inner child work. We've got guides that are helpful for teenage year healing. We've got guides that are helpful for things that we would call work on the planet. We've got guides that are helpful for relational healing. There's lots of different guides available to you. And you are the sovereign co-creator. You're the driver of your life. That needs to be the case. I don't want any of you hearing from these guides and thinking that every time that you're about to do something in life, you're waiting for your guides to tell you. That's not it. Many of us were guides before we came to the earth. And many of us are going to be guides while we're here in these bodies. A lot of you will resonate with that. You don't have to be, listen, you're in your light body. So these guides are in their light body. You're in your light body. Yes, you're in a physical body too, but your light body is what allows you to navigate. You want to know how you're doing remote viewing? Your light body. You want to know how you're astral traveling? Your light body. You want to know how you're channeling? Your light body. It's all your light body. And your guides have light bodies too. They just don't have physical bodies too. You do. You're here on the earth plane. So if you're hearing from these like 7th dimensional, 12th dimensional guides, and they're kind of, you need to let them know what you're experiencing because they're not in human bodies anymore. Some of them never were. Okay? So it's going to be up to you this is the message here of that it's not a one-way call. It's got to be a two-way call. So with your guides, it's not they're barking at you and you're doing their biddings. That's if that's happening, you're probably not connecting with guides that are for your best benefit. And remember that you can decide what guides you want with you and what guides you don't. You had to bomb for a second. I get that. Blue dragon. Was this after the yellow dragon? Yes. And it feels like this transmission isn't just for my energy healing members. It feels like this transmission is for YouTube as well. Wow, I spilled a lot of stuff here. Guess I'm going to be spilling my tea all over YouTube. Cool. So yeah, I will post this one to YouTube. Because a lot of you had shifts in this and you'll want to revisit it. With being in the aura. Yeah, it came through really wordlessly. Let me see if I can channel a message. That's a great way to close it. Go full circle with this stuff. I think I'm going to get a message here. 7 here. Heart rebirth. Heart rebirth. It's a 10 of hearts. Heart rebirth. So whatever a 10 of cups is, that would be significant as well. I'm still learning tarot. Tarot is not like something I have in my soul repertoire. It's something I'm learning. Okay. They're saying they're going to give me statements. They're saying the message from the beginning was talking about handing your power away. The message in the beginning was talking about living from your mask instead of your heart. The beginning message was about any energetics that you're exercising that are from a program. So, anything that you took on as programming, if you're living from that programming, let's say the program was you're always going to be judged and you can't even handle the judgment. That's what I'm hearing. If that's a program and you're living from that program that's floating around your ego field, if you're living from it, you're living from outside yourself. You're not living from inside yourself. So remember, the programs come in, they start to pattern. They start to pattern, they start to pattern, they start to pattern, creating your psyche, building your belief system, building. We forget. We forget this is even happening. And then we're living from those. So part of this part of the reason why anyone might come to these spaces or spaces similar to this, part of the reason why triggering happens is because now you are finding those programs you're living from and they're being put to death, okay? These programs are being put out. The programs will want to fight for themselves. They always will. You know, this is the energy of the universe. Like, something's going to fight for itself, even if it's a belief you patterned. So if you recognized any of that, the ego is the belief data bank. That's where all those beliefs go. That's why a lot of you, if you see people in the world that are acting egotistical, they're living from their programs. They're living from their inauthenticity. They're living from what they learned and patterned growing up. They're not living from their soul. Underneath all that, blah, 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 you look at them and you're like, oh my gosh, their field is like so tangly and distorted. Ah, that must suck. Yeah, it probably does. But they don't know it. They know not what they do. They're just living from their chaotic ego. Okay? That's not going to be any of you. The next time you find yourself acting from a program, acting from your ego, acting from a limiting belief, you're going to catch yourself and go, wait a second. I get a choice in this. I get to choose. I get to choose. They might choose to live in their ego, and that's okay. That's not up to me. If those souls are going to reprogram their ego to be in alignment with their own soul and with source, that's going to be up to them. It's not going to be up to you. So they're showing me too, like, we got to stop thinking we can, if that's happening for other people, that's happening for other people, all right? But it's not up to you to handle it. It's up to you to show up from your soul, your authentic soul, from your truth, to know yourself. And be able to keep an open heart with people that might have their hearts closed. Just because they have their hearts closed doesn't mean you have to. Because the trick will be, they trick you into thinking you have to close your heart. And that's actually what takes you completely out of your authenticity, completely out of your ability to connect with others. So some of you might shut down the heart, and then you're wondering why you can't connect with others. It's because the heart's shut down. We got to open the heart again. But it's not going to be by fixing anyone else. It's going to be by going within. And I think that's it. That's full message. Full message transmitted. We are complete. So just as a reminder, I'm going to get this posted on YouTube in case any of you missed parts of it, because this is really about reactivating this living with purpose. Living with purpose. So I want all of you to make a commitment right now. Here forward, I'm going to live with purpose. You can borrow some of these purposes. It could be love, could be unity, could be peace, could be authenticity, could be authentic expression, could be harmonizing, could be building communities, could be shining your light. Maybe your purpose is literally just shine your light. So if you can't find one yet, focus on shining your light. What does my light want to shine today? What does my light want to express today? What does my light want to do today? All right. We're going to take a deep breath together to seal this. Are we ready? We're going to hold it too, because we're going to hold in this love purpose. It's all going to rope back into love somehow. Oh, love purpose. It's all going to rope back into love somehow. Oh. I would have looped there for a moment, but we're not going to close this out without doing our deep breaths together. Are we still here? We have to return to the breath as much as possible. All right. Are we ready for this last deep breath that we're going to share together for today? Although some of you will take in the transmission I post. Yeah, I glitched. It kicked me out. Still holding your breath. Oh no. Take it. You can let your breath out. Okay, are we ready? We're going to take a deep breath in. Hold in that love, hold in that truth, hold in that blessing of your soul's light emanating. And release. I love you all so much. If you enjoy this space, then keep coming by. If you can afford the $11 a month for the energy healing membership, I encourage you to. That really helps support me in this business, this small business of mine. And just a reminder that my books are open again. They are filling up, but I'm keeping them open for the year. So you just started the membership. Perfect. Lovely. There's so much in there. So much. Sometimes I watch some of the transmissions and I'm like, I don't. Because listen, I'm channeling all this stuff. So that's why they're so timeless. These transmissions are timeless. Each time you visit them, you'll find something new. Even me as the channeling I'm the conduit for it. I find something new each time. The membership is amazing. Thank you, Healing Roots. And you're working through the course. Best $11 a month ever, Michelle says. Thank you, Michelle. I really do. Please don't be deceived by the price point. It's a quick shift. It's a space that will take you through multiple beautiful shifts into your soulful essence. Okay, I love you all so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day and be sure to hydrate. Namaste.